Check your email and click on the link.
Hello, everybody. It's the old bear from the Old Bear's Den of Bigfoot again. Guess what? We're going to do a live tonight. We got a gentleman that's going to be coming on here shortly and answering questions or asking me his questions, and I hopefully can give him answers. I hope y'all enjoy it. And we will. Okay. So, everybody, hop on. This might take a couple hours, 2, 3 hours. I don't care. This is good.
You get a lot more views.
As soon as we can get Earl, guys, we'll start rocking. Come on, Earl, click the link wherever you are. Happy New Year to everybody, too. It's a good way to start off the new year. You got a cable to charge this thing with, my dear?
People to charge the phone?
Mm-hmm. This one ain't doing a very good job.
Here, use mine.
Okay, we got a guest in the back. Let's see if it's Earl. Come on, Earl. We got him.
I'm here.
I'm
here.
Hey, buddy. How you doing, Earl?
How's it going?
It's going.
Man, finally.
Let's just hope it works.
Yeah. Yeah, it's storming where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We've had rain all day today here. The creeks are running fast, and so's the rivers.
Yeah, that's about the way it is here. It's 75 now. Gonna be 22 more night.
Well, that ain't good. You are on the same phone. It's delayed from StreamYard to YouTube. Earl, if you're ready to get started,
Anytime,
let's go.
sir.
It's up to you to ask questions tonight, buddy. I'm just here to answer your questions.
Yeah, what you want me to ask? I mean,
anything about Bigfoot?
Oh God. Well, I've probably been following him as long as you have, so I really don't know. I know I got an agile group around me right now. I can't figure out. I think it's a female or a retarded one. I'm not quite sure yet. But I really don't know.
Well, go with what you know. That's the only thing I can tell you. Just ask me questions. You know, if it pertains to what they eat, how they act, where they live, stuff like that. I mean, to whatever area that you're in, that's why we got you on here to do the questions. You're supposed to pick my brain.
Okay, well, I'll try. I'm in Mississippi, as you know. Most people don't, but most of them do. I live on a dead end road, and I got 3,000 plus acres right across the street from me, about 70 yards. I got a river that
the investigation area.
Oh, it's excellent here. I get knocks, I get whoops. They hit the back of my house sometimes about 4 in the morning just to let me know they're here. I get footprints, and you couldn't ask for a better spot. But
right,
there's a. I know for a fact there's a group here. I've been doing it over 40 years. I know for a fact there's a group over here, a small group. But here lately, since the season changed. There's a black one here, and when he's out, He does a full mind blown, I don't know what you call it, like a predatorial thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when he comes out, none of the rest of them are out. You don't see him, you don't hear from him forever. And there's a I want to say a blondish red that I've seen twice in the last 7 months here, and
Yeah.
it's a female for sure.
Great.
And when she comes out, you don't see him no more. So I don't know if it's a dominance thing or you know what I mean. I don't know if she's correcting him or if he's slightly mental or you know what I mean, or if he's trying to come into their territory or what. You know.
Well, of course, it sounds to me like he's an intruder. I'm surprised the alpha male of the clan that's around you hasn't went over and, well, to put it bluntly, kind of bitch smacked him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
Well,
only thing we call.
I've been waiting on the female to do that because here it seems like she runs the show, and she's not little bitty, and I get bluff charges all the time, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know where he come from. I mean, I've been here about 8 years, and I'm sure they've been here longer than me. I'm pretty sure of that, but this just started about 3 or 4 months ago, and
Yeah.
I found him by accident, actually, on an old skitter log trail back there that's grown up. Um, I I was following a juvenile. I was about 250 yards in, about a quarter mile in, going to the river, and this river down here it goes through this state and another couple more states, but there's creeks and hollows and everything else up through here,
Yeah.
plenty of deer, there used to be wild hogs here, but they extinct around here now.
Yeah.
But
You know,
I caught a glimpse of him, and I thought it was a bear, like a little black bear. Oh, hell, there ain't no black bears here. And I kept looking. He was crawling on his all fours like a spider. I've
yeah.
seen that before years and years ago. And he kind of crouched down behind some tree shrubs down there where the pond is, and he kind of stood up a little bit, but I thought he stood up. And what he did, he just sat on his butt, and put his head around the tree. And I got about 25 yards from him, and he stood up, and he was gone. And I'm sure you've seen him run like I have. It didn't take him but a minute, man, to clear like 60 yards. I'm talking about just like a blur, and that's the
Yeah.
first time I've seen him. And about 2 weeks later, you can see the trees shaking, in the moonlight across from my house. And I'm like, damn, that must be that female. Well, I heard a roar on one end and I heard the trees on the other end. And I'm like, well, what the hell, man? And then I guess it was him trying to bluff charge her or a juvenile or something, but I didn't smell the spray. Normally females, when you smell that stink, that vomit smell, there's juveniles around. That's to me,
Right.
that's a deterrent spray. You get the hell out of there. That's like wood knocks. That's a locator device for them. And
Right.
I didn't hear no knocks. I didn't hear no owls. I didn't hear nothing. And then
Well,
I
he
heard
could have
that
been
roar.
courting her.
What's that?
He could have been courting her. The
Well,
alpha male, if the alpha male dies, that alpha female, she won't leave an area. She'll stay with the clan. And
right.
if there's not a male in the group that steps up to become the alpha, then other males will come in to court her. That black one could be courting her.
I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of like ain't being Gomer Pyle. It just don't make no sense. I don't know. Then again, it could be. It could be. But I know when you can tell when the juvenile's around and when they out, you don't see him. He's nowhere to be seen or heard from. You can hear tree breaks about 100 yards back or a couple of knocks. That's about
Mhm.
it. But other than that, well, he only comes around it seems like when she's not here or none of the babies are around, I mean, I got handprints on the back of my house where my bedroom is. That's 9.5 feet high. It's almost at the top of my house where they hit my house at night. They still there. They've been there 2 years now. I've never washed them down. I haven't had that happen in a while since he's been around, So I don't know. I'm curious, because like yourself, there, like I do, man. There's no expert in this field. We're children compared to these things,
Right.
but they so used in their own way and stuff, and all of a sudden it just changes instantly. That's not like them. I mean, you see more and more of them now because the land developers, man, they're taking their home. They're forcing their hand out. That's what you're seeing about these things, man.
Yeah, the clans are getting pushed out. They're normal. Excuse me. The
Yes,
clans
sir.
are getting pushed out, man. I mean, that's just plain and simple. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand. Us humans take a large swath of the area and develop it for homes and stuff, and then they wonder why there's Bigfoot running around their homes. That's still normal area to be in.
That's their area. That was their home.
Right.
Y'all forced them out. Now y'all have to deal with them.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people freak out about it.
Exactly. I mean,
He asked about where do I go? I live in Great Harbor, Washington. Where to go? So I told him, and he said, I've never been to Washington. Yeah, just playing with him.
Well, so is there any questions that you want to ask me about, situations you've been in that maybe you didn't understand what you were doing, or how come you got in that situation? That's why we wanted to do this live tonight.
Oh, I can tell you how I got in it, but I mean, not really a question. I mean, I've been doing it as long, I've been doing it for a minute. It's, seems like every time you figure something out, the rabbit hole changes, It's something really different. I mean, but
so what? I mean, you've been doing this a long time, so what have you done in the past when it came to a situation of a Bigfoot coming up to you at night? I mean, do you stand your ground and things like that?
I stand my ground because I believe they want you to run. I believe they want to put fear in you. I've had personal encounters. I've had hands-on encounters. I mean, if they want to kill you, that they could do it with one hand or one foot. I mean, they more curious of us than we are them.
Well, in the situations where you've been, up close and personal to them, do you understand why they act the way they do? I mean,
yeah,
do you know why?
I'm in their territory.
Well, it's not only territory. I mean, they don't mind us walking through the woods or hunting or something like that. They don't usually bother you. But the thing is whenever you get too close to them, and I mean, and usually the males are the ones that put that musk, that stink, that bad odor off, because, their size and they have a gland that they can evidently control. Have they done that to you yet?
What, the smell?
Yeah, the bad odor. I mean, the real bad one. Smells like something died, like a skunk been out in the sun for about 7 or 8 days.
Smells like sulfur and sardines. Yeah, it smells like sulfur and sardines. Yeah, to make you puke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had that smell 20 times. Yeah. Yeah, the last time I smelt that though, it was a female. I seen a female. She had breasts. I mean, it was a female,
Yeah.
40, 50 yards from me. You know, I didn't see a male because there, there's always more than one. If you see one, there's three or four behind you. You know, most people don't look up and they don't turn around, and that's their problem. They're too busy looking down at the ground. You know.
Well, that's true. Yeah, they do. They do tend to watch the ground a lot. You know, they're always looking for food,
Oh yeah,
um, and they're always looking at tracks and stuff like that. You know, from deer and other animals.
right. Uh, we had one. Me and my brother had one in Louisiana. I can tell you part of the story. I won't go into the details, but we used to poach alligators. I can say this now. He's dead and gone. It's been 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm from, and
Okay,
we
well, tell me so we can, we can sit down
we was
and
in a
we can sit here and
we,
analyze what happened.
well, we was in a swamp, like I said, hunting alligators, and we had a boat full. And if you anywhere around a swamp or ever been in a swamp in Louisiana, you could hear a gnat fort at a mile away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's total silence. And we pulled up on the bank. We probably didn't have 8 or 10 in the boat, and we pulled it up on the bank. We sat there smoking a cigarette, and my brother was a Vietnam vet, and he had his own way about things, if you know what I mean. He was
I know exactly.
and anyway, you know, he'd get IG Joe on you quick in the woods in the dark, and we heard a tree break, and it was probably 20 feet behind us, maybe. I mean, it was loud, loud, loud.
Right.
And he turned around, pulled his hat down, threw his cigarette out. He rolled his own cigarettes his whole life. That's what he was doing. That's why we stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And he took off and to go see what it was. He got in that IG Joe mode, and next thing I know, I'm looking for him, because it's in the swamp, man. It's dark. You know what I'm saying? And I'm standing here with these alligators in the boat holding the rope, looking for him, waiting on him, and I didn't hear nothing. And the next sound I heard was something step beside the boat on my side, almost to the end of a 14-foot John boat, splashed in the water. And I turned around, and with the moonlight, you could see him. He stopped and turned around and looked at me and walked across the water. And what I want to know, how did he break that tree? I know it was a deterrent sound, but he broke a tree on the right side, walked behind me in the swamp at night, which I didn't hear a sound, stepped behind me, went in the water, and the only thing I heard him say, only sound I heard was when he stepped in the water and turned around and looked at me, and he walked all the way across the swamp. Yeah. I won't ever forget that.
Well, their size is, if he's not, how big do you think he was?
Oh God, he had to been 10 feet. Easy 10 feet. Cause I'm 6'2". And man, when he stepped in that water was probably 2.5, 3 feet deep. And you could almost see his kneecaps was probably right below the top of the boat. And he didn't have no problem walking. I'm talking about with the, walking in water. He
Yeah.
didn't have no problem. He didn't have no problem moving that water when he walked.
Well, their
He
strength
didn't make a
run
sound.
is
He didn't make a sound. I
simply
mean,
unbelievable.
he didn't grunt. He didn't make a sound. He didn't make or gnarl. He didn't do anything. He just stopped and turned around and looked at me, and it was it. That's all he did. I've never seen that before. I've never again.
Well, it's his way of saying, "Hey, I know you're here, but look at me. I dwarf you. I make you look like a dwarf."
Well,
And that's
look,
what he was doing.
yeah, it was more like tag. You're it. Because something that big can break that cypress tree behind us over here and walk behind me and step in the water. And I never heard him. never heard a sound.
Right.
You know, never. That's I get that around here. I found there's some footprints down here at the end of the road I found when I got that bluff charge.
Uh-huh.
We was sitting up under my carport one night and had the grill going, drinking a couple. And man, we heard this god awful scream. I'm telling you, it shook, it vibrated my insides 50 yards from down the road where the tree line is.
Well, that's
Literally
typical.
vibrated your insides. I
That's
turned
typical.
I turned the radio off. I'm like, shit, because I've only heard it once before, and this was loud. And
Mhm.
you could see the tip of the trees swaying back and forth. And I'm talking about 30, 40-foot pine trees and stuff. You can see it in the sky. I'm like, shit. And all of a sudden, after that noise, it stopped. Everything was total quiet. You know,
Right.
so I get that. I get that every now and then. But that right there, I'm 50 yards from the tree line where that skidder trail goes, and it's 3,000 plus acres behind there with the river and the sandbar and everything else, and the creeks and the hollows, and man, it got my attention at 50 yards away under my carport.
Yeah.
And we went back and I found 3 sets of prints and about uh roughly 40 yards, maybe 40, 45, maybe. It was only 3 prints that I found. You know,
That'd be about number 4 and leaving.
yeah, I'm what, a 5.5, 6 foot stride. It was like one print, and 15 yards later, there's another print. I mean, it wasn't print.
Right.
But so you do you believe in mind speak? Do you think they can mind speak you?
No.
I
No.
okay, okay. I've heard a lot of different things about that. I'm like, well, they flesh and blood, man. They beings, they're not creatures, they're beings. And they nah, because what I've seen and been through in my life with them, they nah, I don't believe they're telepathic. I don't believe there's no, I don't believe nothing like that.
Yeah. In 30 plus years of doing this, getting closer to 40 every day, I've never ever had one try to tell me what to do, where to go, that I
Right.
should leave, or anything like that. Now I've had them charge me. I've had them come running up at me,
Oh yeah.
and uh, I've had them, push trees over,
Oh yeah.
almost knock me down with a tree, and
Yeah. I got that at my last.
I've never had one ever try to do mind speak.
Yeah.
And Prince Arcane, I got news for you. They do not mind speak.
No.
It's not a Bigfoot. If you get mind speak from a Bigfoot or a dog man or whatever, then it's something else that's talking to you.
Yeah.
It ain't that creature. Their
You're
mind is no
exactly.
bigger and no stronger than ours.
That's right. That's right. Yep. You believe the same way I do, then. That's right. Yeah, I don't believe in that neither.
I mean, I go back to what Mark went through, the guy that's out of Florida. What he went through, and he'll tell you himself. He doesn't believe that it was the actual Bigfoot that were giving him all that stuff in his head. There had to
Right.
be something along the lines of a demon or demonic that
The
done
demonic.
that to him.
Right. Yep. Yep. Because that to me they're not that type of being, and I don't think they. I know they're so far advanced, and like I said, we still learning about them. They've been here hundreds of years, you know. But I don't believe they can. I just don't believe that. I mean,
No, I've never had
I
one.
think they're trying to
I've
teach
never had
us.
one talk to me. The only time that I've ever had one that made me feel like I should leave was it hit me with that what everybody calls, the ultrasound from, when they do a deep growl or something on a real low
Yeah, you
growl, and
lose
they
it.
got the infrasound added into it.
Yeah.
That's made me feel like I needed to leave, but it
Yep.
wasn't because that Bigfoot was talking to me in my head.
No, he was telling you to get away from him.
Yeah, he wasn't doing it by his mind, because I'm pretty hard headed, and in order for one to mind speak to me, he'd have to
Right.
have a brain and a head the size of the chair I'm sitting in, pretty much.
Yeah, that's about the way I am too. Yeah. It'll take a lot for me to believe in that. Yeah. But yeah, I've had them with the infrared. I've been so cold. I mean, I feel like I'm fixing to pass out, start sweating. You know, certain areas I go to, haven't had it happen in a while,
Right.
but I believe that's them. It, I mean, what else could do that to you? You know?
Well, they hit you with that infrasound, and then I mean, it can make your body do weird things.
Yep.
I mean, it affects your our bodies run off electrical impulses that go from one neuron to the other, and our
Right.
nerves work off electric. And anytime that happens, they can change the way that things happen to. Earl, I'm losing
I'm back.
you, brother.
Yeah, it's storming real bad here. You still
Oh,
there?
you got storms real bad.
Yeah, it's storming bad here right now. Gonna be all night, all day tomorrow. 20 something degrees tomorrow night. It's 75 now. You
Right.
know. Well, Mississippi weather. What can you say?
There ain't a whole lot you can say about it. Mississippi. I mean, it rains
Yeah,
down there
what you
all the
can
time.
say. Except, damn it, boy, you couldn't find nowhere else to go. I mean,
Yeah. Um, but like I said, I've never had any of them do me that way, or try to, or anything come close to it. And I know people are going to get mad at me about it and stuff like that, but it's never happened to me, and I just do not see how one can do it. I've been
right.
around, 30 plus of them, up close and personal.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been around them whenever they're, the super aggressive ones. They've never done it. I've had issues with Bigfoot, and heck, we got Bigfoot around my house.
Yep. Well, I can relate to you. I got a clan 70 yards across from me right now, and I've had up close and really personal issues with them.
Yeah.
I I can't tell you right now what, but yeah, yeah, yep. But yeah, the people will just slow down. You know what I'm saying? Rushing there. That's like that place in where's that, Montana now? They got another spot now. Where they got another bounty out on them. Good luck. You know, you're gonna
Yeah.
go in there, you're gonna go in there with guns, man. Yeah, okay. Well, the hunters are gonna become the hunted. That's all I can tell you.
Do you know what kind of bounty they're putting on them?
I think it's 500,000.
It wouldn't surprise me.
There was a place in lower. I want to say I'd have to talk to my buddy. It was lower Michigan somewhere. They had $1 million bounty on it, and they shut that shit down after about 2 months. They shut that down. You don't hear nothing else about that. But he had the paperwork and all on it,
Yeah.
And I just thought it was funny, man. You gonna put a bounty on something and walk out there in the woods and just try and kill it, and you don't even know what it is. That's
Well,
funny.
that's true. I mean, a lot of people, they want the answer to it right now, and
Well,
that's why they do those bounties, and that's why the thing is, they don't understand. they're king of the woods.
Well,
Humans are
and
king of the concrete jungle.
I'll tell you, like Larry I got a buddy of mine, Larry Batson. I don't know if you know him or not in Indiana. I tell you, like he told me, he said, Earl, in the daytime, that's your place. But at nighttime, that belongs to them, you know? And it's true. It's never changed, you know?
Yeah. It's, in the daytime, you're pretty well fine in an area where Bigfoot frequent. And it's coming, it's coming to the point where somebody is either going to have to go out and get a video, up close video of a Bigfoot within 20 feet where everybody can see all the
Yeah.
detail, see the
Yeah.
signs,
Yeah.
and
No
then
bullshit.
afterwards you're going to have to do the measurements on all the trees. You're going to have to film the whole thing,
Yep.
or somebody's going to have to go out and actually put one on the ground, and then good luck getting it out, because then you got the rest of the clan you got to deal with.
Yeah. Then you got the day watchers and everybody else. See, I mean, most people don't even know what a day watcher is, man. If you see one, there's day watchers all behind it.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're
I
definitely
think,
watching.
yeah,
I've got a little plan set up between me and KG that this spring we're going to do it, and hopefully we can get live video of one moving around a tree as we do our little plan thing that we got between us.
right.
And hopefully we can get a live video of one, and we're going to try that. And I don't want to have to be the one to go out and shoot one on live video and all this stuff. And I'm not going to do that unless it attacks us. Now, if it attacks us, then it's got a world of hurt coming.
Right.
But we're
right.
not going to try to push the issue.
No, I wouldn't shoot one unless my life was on the line, you know. That's like them two guys that went out there and I can't remember his name. I'm sure you heard the story of him and his buddy was out there and they shot a juvenile. Well, they shot the female and then they went back, chased her down the hill, and then shot a juvenile.
Yeah.
And then you remember that story?
Yeah, I remember it.
They
that guy. I'm not. How can I put this and put it lightly so other people don't get it? What the heck with offending people? I don't know whether that guy did it or not, and until he shows me bone or muscle or hair, I'm not going to take his word for it.
Exactly.
Unless he's got 100% undeniable proof of doing this, I'm not going to believe it.
No. I mean, it was good. I mean, if he did it or not, I mean, and then he said he picked the juvenile up and left it there and buried it. Why would you do that? He said it looked like a child. Of course it's a child. I mean, but why would you leave it there? I mean, you actually got one. You got the proof. You got everything you need.
I mean, if it fit the size that he described,
yeah.
Why didn't him and his buddy just grab a hold of it and jerk it out of the woods? He wasn't that far from the truck, according to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
it just don't make no sense.
Yeah, it don't matter. I mean, I got hair samples. I got I got blonde samples. I got red samples. But there's nowhere to really send them.
Well, if you send anything out to the BFRO or you send it out to, if you send it to Matt Moneymaker, you're never going to see it again.
No,
if you send it to Mangrum and all them, they're all on the take, man. They don't care one bit about proving Bigfoot being real. They just want everybody to come and bring them money. That's what they want. They're there for money, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I don't do it for money, and I've turned down a lot of stuff, because where I'm at now, I try and protect them. I don't want nobody to know. I've lost a lot of things in my life because of what I believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost a lot of relationships, but hey, I still got my forest friends, and they know I don't mean them no harm, and
Right.
you know what I mean. So that's just the way it's gonna be. I mean, that's just the way it's gonna be. I
Well,
protect
you know,
as much as I can, man.
right. I mean, the thing of it is whenever we go out and you go out at night or whatever during the day, and they know you're there, and they attempt to have some kind of interaction with you,
Uh huh.
you know, you do like I do. You don't run away from it.
No, no.
You let them come and let them come and
Let
let
them
them,
come to you.
dictate how the action is going to happen.
Exactly. Let
And they
them
don't
come to you.
throw a fit.
Yep.
They come in, they look at you, they watch you for a little while. They might follow you a little bit, but they're not trying to harm you. When
No,
you go
no.
out
They
and
just
push, like some guys do, uh, some of these channels that are out here on, that say they go out and look for Bigfoot, they go
yeah.
out and they fumble through the woods, they
Yep.
bumble around. They're like, it's like taking King Kong out with you. They make
Yep.
10,000 times the amount of noise of what they need to be making,
Yep.
and they do stupid stuff, and they want to run up into an area where you've been there, you've seen how they act, and you know where you can go and have an interaction.
But what
But they
gets me,
want to push you
they
into
they don't
their
know they
bedroom.
don't know what to look for though. They don't see the tree
Yeah,
breaks. They don't see the X's. They don't see shit. They just
right.
bump. Like
Yeah,
they just walk up in there with a 243 or a 308 and accidentally see one. You know.
yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know. I know exactly. Yeah. It's just it's idiotically, man.
So I've dealt with people that have done that. I've had guys go out with me, and they go out and they're like, well, okay, yeah, there's Bigfoot in this area. You're showing me all these things, and then they want to keep pushing. When you get to an area where you look up and you see a huge X, and you're like, dude, we ain't going any further. Oh man, we can go further. And the next thing you know, you got
Mhm.
rocks thrown at you, a tree trying to be pushed over on you. And
Yep.
the time I had a tree pushed over on me was because of some
Yep.
novice that acted like he knew everything, and he got all his knowledge from the internet, and he
Exactly.
went with
That's the
me,
whole problem. That's the whole
and it
problem. But
almost got me
the,
killed.
the damn internet. That's the problem, man. You know. Yep. That's the whole problem. Now
Going,
I got
Earl,
flanked.
go ahead,
I
man.
got.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, sir. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going. I got flanked. And by my own stupidity, because it's been 40 years. I've been doing this, and I do it as a hobby. I don't do it for a living. I just do it because I love it, and that's pretty much it. I keep it to myself. There's only very few people in my life that know, and they don't ridicule. They believe me, and because, but I don't take them with me because once you break their trust, you'll never get it back. You know, but I know that from experience too. But
Right.
um, I got flanked with a rock, man, and by my own stupidity, just what you said a while ago. If I seen a juvenile down here at the sandbar, which is about 120 yards in across from my house,
Uh-huh.
and I was so it just got my attention immediately. I forgot about everything around me, my surroundings, and I started following it. You know, and next thing I know, I got flanked with a rock in the back of my skull. Got 19 stitches. You know,
Yeah.
I forgot about the day watchers or the mom or the rest of them. I just
Yeah.
seen that and it just caught, and that's my own stupidity. I can't be mad at them. They protecting that. So I can't be mad at them about it. That was my stupidity. I should have known better. I
Right.
knew better. But it just caught me off guard that one split second. But yeah, the people have no idea, man. I mean, I listen to people talk all the time, and I got buddies of mine, man, and they tell me, Earl, you need to go on this podcast and that. And I said, man, I've been on too many, and some things you just can't tell people. You just listen to them talk first. That way you know what to say, or just hang up the phone on them. You know what I mean? Because that way you can tell if they're YouTubers or if they actually seen one or whatever.
Mhm.
You know? I mean,
Well,
it's
the
just,
biggest thing that I found is, because, I put people's accounts out, and I get a lot of people that will, call me and say, hey, give me a call. I'm having issues with Bigfoot. And then when you call them back, the first giveaway is, well, you said you seen it out your kitchen window, what it looked like. And they give you a bland description of the face. They
yep,
don't tell you if it was wrinkled up, how old it looked. They just say, well, it had it had a big head, and it had big black eyes, and then they were, 8 inches apart, from
you're
side to
right.
side.
Was
Okay,
it cone headed? Was it bald headed? I mean, did it have facial
right.
hair? What's it?
Yeah, there's ones out there that look like me, look like they're bald. I mean,
Right,
just on top anyway. But
right.
there's ones out there that are all different colors of Bigfoot, and they just tell you, well, it was a black one.
Yeah. Well, that's only 1% of them. I mean, I mean,
Yeah,
you know
they're
what I
all
mean?
different colors. Most of them are multicolored anyway. If it's
Yeah.
black, it's got brown, it might have gray on it.
Right. Might have
Depending
white.
upon
I
the
mean,
age.
there's a place in it's about 35, 45 miles from here, and they said it used to be old town, sawmill town back in the 1800s, early
Yeah,
1910s. They got a creek bed running through it, and I know for a fact there's some black ones up in there, and but you can go through there in the daytime, but you got to get down in the creek bed. It's got the big rocks and all. It's probably, oh, I don't know, 25, 35 feet wide. Once you step in the bottom and look up to where you was walking, it's probably 8 feet high. But you got to walk that creek bed for about 100 yards. And
yeah,
the trees, man, I can tell you, Bear, it's creepy in the daytime, man. When you start walking down there, I mean, it's black. It's black. And I've had 3 different things happen, and I wasn't 60 yards in, and I had to stop, man. And and that was in the daytime. I mean, it's eerie, and it's they there. So I've been wanting to go back there at night, but I can't bring nobody with me, because I don't take nobody with me. And
yeah,
but so I'm still contemplating that one. But that's, the guy that owns the property told me a story about his grandpa that fought him. Man, he said he fought a bunch of them. He called them rock apes because they used to throw them rocks at his
yeah,
at his truck and everything. I'm like, what? He said, yeah, they call them rock apes, man. He said they could sling a 2-3 pound boulder 60, 70 yards, bro, with accuracy. I'm like, yeah, well, I know they can throw a rock, you know. He said, yeah, and it's still on his property. And he actually has the original police report from his grandfather, and they laughed at him, but they made the report out. He actually still has that report, and he showed it to me. And excuse me, he gave me permission to go down there. And man, I pulled up through there, and it was like, woo wee, it's just
yeah.
overgrown. I mean, it's black. That's all I can tell you. I mean, it just looks. It could be 80 degrees outside with the sun shining, but when you get down that creek bed, it's just everything. Just the whole demeanor of the picture changes. It's just black and clammy all around you. You know. I've heard
Well,
tree breaks. I've had rocks thrown at me down there the last time I went. Big gray boulders, limestone rocks, probably 5, 10 feet around me. I mean, they never hit me,
yeah,
but that I know what that means. I need to
yeah. Get out there.
get my ass back in the truck. I know exactly what that means.
Right. Yeah, it's time to leave. Hey,
Yeah.
let me tell you about the situation that I was in when that guy got the tree. He pushed a little bit too much, and I got the tree shoved at me.
Okay.
See what you think. We were out investigating. We started about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were trying the tactic that I alluded to earlier that me and KG is going to do. And this has been 20 years ago. And he was with me, and I knew this guy real well. And he's a big guy, strong as an ox, and well, he's not dumb, but that day I think he left his brain at the house because he was acting like a box of rocks. He just wasn't using his head. And we went to an area that's up near a city called Summersville, West Virginia. And we went back in to the woods, and in that area they've got Bigfoot that they call Yahoo.
Okay.
And they're semi-aggressive. I mean, they don't take no crap from nobody. Even if you're in there with a gun, they don't take nothing from you. They just don't like people coming into their area. But I've been in there a couple times before and never had a thing happen. I got them, I'd had them do, whoops and got sounds from them, and them pushing trees over before and so on and so forth. But they were doing it because I'd been there too long.
Right.
And so I'd leave when they would do that. Well, my buddy was with me, and we were just doing, just walking through the woods. He'd walk for a ways, and then I'd walk for a ways in front of him, trying to get pictures because we were up next to where it was a known area that they kind of lay up in the daytime. And it was late in the afternoon. We was trying to catch them coming out of there because it was a thicket. I mean, it was super thick. You could have took a bulldozer and maybe got in there a little ways, but not real far. And it was right near the top of a ridge line. And we were in there, and we were trying to get them as they come out to get pictures of them, because he loved to take pictures, and I had given up on taking pictures because every time he showed one to somebody and there was a Bigfoot in the picture, at 30 feet, they look and go, that's not no Bigfoot, that's a bear.
Right.
I know the difference between a bear and a Bigfoot. First off, a bear don't look nothing like a Bigfoot.
Exactly.
But we were in there. It was starting to get close to dark. It was about 8 o'clock at night, and it's starting to get dark. And I told him, I said, look, you see that big X up there in front of us? I said, we can't go no further. And he's begging and pleading to go further. And I told him no. So I turned around and started to walk out. And I told him, I said, come on, man. I said, you push up here, we may not get out of here. I said, somewhere else, that's fine. But here, we're not going to push. And I start walking out. Well, I turn around after about walking probably 50, 60 yards, turn around, and he's up there on the other side of the X. And as soon as I turned around, we got this loud scream that came from no more than probably 50 yards past him. About 100 yards from me.
Right.
And I screamed at him. I said, you idiot, get out of there. They're going to kill you if you don't leave. I said, that means you're intruding, and we got to go now. So I hate coughing fits. Anyway, I had to walk back up there and grab him by the arm and treat him like he's a little kid and kick him in his backside with my boot and said, let's go. You're not going to get me killed because you want to be stupid.
You might should have left him there.
Well, I thought about it. But he was a friend, he's a friend. You can't do that. I mean, you know what I mean? You
Right.
got to get them to go. You know, you don't want somebody hurt. And I start dragging him, you know, by the arm out of there. When we get 100 yards away from that X, and they start doing these, I start hearing, you know, we start hearing growls. I'm like, dude, you really screwed us over. This is not going to be good. I'm only here with a little handgun on my hip. You don't even have a gun. And finally, I guess it kind of clicked in his head. He's like, well, you think we ought to run? I looked at him, I said, stupid. Running will definitely get us killed.
Yeah. Yeah, you too late to run.
And, you know, so we start down. I said, look, there's a trail that goes right straight to the holler. We can walk 100 yards through the holler and be where the truck's at. So we start down the hill. We get almost 2 benches lower. Because here in West Virginia, the hills come down, they bench out, and then they go down and bench out again, and then on down another bench. And then the last one usually is a holler. You usually got 4 benches on the side of a mountain.
Right.
And we get down 2 benches almost to the holler. And the first thing that I hear is I start hearing something popping and cracking. And it's it's getting dark. You know, we done turned our lights on. And I hear something to the right of me, and it's popping and cracking. I'm like, oh, crap. So I know that there's one over there. I just don't know what he's doing. And the next thing he does, I hear something like a tree fall. You know, you just you hear it coming through the branches and everything. And when it fell, the top of it hit my right side, this arm. And it knocked me over. And at this point, I hate to say this about a friend of mine, but he wet himself. And I'm scrambling to get back up. And he's like, can we run now? I said, yeah, we can run now. So we ran down the last bench, got in the hall, and ran all the way to the truck. When I got in the truck, they weren't that far from behind us. No more than probably 60, 70 feet. They were just making sure that we got to our vehicle and got out of there. But that's what he did. You know, he did something really stupid that you should never do. You know, don't push to the point where you anger them. Because if they get angry, they can be like little 2-year-old kids losing you taking their toy away from them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yep. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
Yep. They got
that's the situation that I've been in.
Right. Well, me and my ex-boss used to hunt up at a place called Panther Swamp up here, and we had a game warden buddy that was related to him and swore up and down there was there. Shit. They had bears up one night for deer season. It was about 18, 20 degrees. I used to work for this guy. Okay. I mean, he lived 10 miles from my house. I mean, you know, we worked together, we drank together. I mean, we did everything together, you know. And we finally went up there to this place called Panther Swamp, and it was so cold, man. We, you know, the ground, the dirt had ice on it. It was that cold. And he kept, you know, we opened the doors, and we're still sitting in his truck, and we opened the doors, and man, you know, just trying to listen for something, and you could hear something crunching on the ice. And Larry said, "Oh, there's a deer coming." I'm like, "I don't sound like no deer." He said, "Yeah, it is. Shut the door, turn the light off, you know." So we rolled the windows down, shut the door, heard something coming again, and it wasn't 15. Well, it was probably 10 minutes later. We heard something hit the back of the truck and moved the truck on the dirt road like somebody run into us. Larry opened the door and got out, and we walked around there and looked, and you can see it done moved the truck like 4 feet. You can see the tire marks move. Wasn't nobody around, nothing. We got back in the damn truck and said, "Man, we need to get the hell out of here." And he cranked the truck up and as soon as he cranked it up, something hit the hood. And when he turned his headlights on, he was probably 8 or 10 feet behind, in front of us, walking backwards. He done slapped the hood of the truck and was walking backwards. And that right there, I peed on myself on that one. I ain't ashamed to say that. That scared the hell out of me. You know?
Yeah, that would be a scary situation.
Yeah.
That would probably make me do the same. Don't feel bad.
Yeah. That was instant too. I mean, I was like a little schoolgirl. Oh my God. You know, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
we had rifles and everything else in the truck, and Larry backed up and hauled ass, and he stopped about 25 yards down the road, and he said, "Earl, man, what to go back and shoot that son of a bitch?" I'm like, "You can leave me out right here, bro. You can go back. I ain't going." You know. And he sat there for a minute and thought about it, and we come on back to the house. Yeah, he never told nobody about it before he died. You know, nobody else knew about it but us. You know, but that was, you know, that was one of them deals. Like, did we really see that? Was we really drinking? You know, and it dented that forward hood, son, like 2 sledgehammers, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what I've been down here behind me, probably a quarter mile, half mile in, and I've heard it. You can see the grass, you know, ryegrass for the deer in the winter. You know, hunting season. It's ryegrass is 6, 7, 8 feet high. You can see the grass moving. You know,
Yeah.
and hell, I've heard them hit the ground so hard it sounds like a sledgehammer when when they're coming through the trees. That's what it feels like. It feels just like a sledgehammer hitting the ground. You know. Yep. But
So
yeah, I need to send you some. I need to send you some pictures, man. You know.
well, send them. I got an email. You can send them. You know, send them or send me an email with your phone, and I'll send you my. In fact, here in a little bit, I'll just send you through the email. I'll send you my telephone number. You want to send them to me through the phone? Feel free to.
That'd be great. Oh, by the way, I need to halt your show if I can and tell you something. Um, it's been a long time ago. We was messaging, and I think it was through Manimal. I think it was. Anyway, they had that big campground thing down there, and I went down there, and you messaged me. If you can remember, probably not. You got so many friends, but you said, "Man, you need to holler at me when you come down there." Well, I ain't gonna tell you who I was with, because you know, Manimal knows him. C. Wayne knows. You know, he's the loudest one in the bunch. And matter of fact, you stopped right in front of our camper, or his camper in my truck on the way in down that hill. But I was there, man, and I wanted to talk to you that night. And there was so many people there telling, you know, stuff. I didn't have time to talk to you. I just want to tell you. I was there. I didn't lie to you. I did show up, and I was sitting down there.
Well, dude, you should have come over and just sit there and waited. You know, we could have talked. We'd have been glad to sit and talk for hours.
It was yeah, but there's so many people bothering you and stuff like that, and I didn't want to waste your time or nothing. But
you wouldn't waste. It would have been a waste of time. It would have been fine.
I drove 10 hours to get there, man. Yep.
Yeah. We drove what, about 8.5 hours to get there, I think.
Yeah, I think everybody
was looking at me funny after I said, "Hey, baby, you only got 50, 60 miles," and it still took us another hour to get there.
Yeah.
She was ready to get out of the truck.
Oh yeah. Oh, I understand that. I bet that was, coming around that road behind that mountain. I'm like, damn, how long is this road, man? How come ain't nobody speeding? You know, that's a good spot, man.
Yeah, that's a good spot to go and and do an investigation. Once you get on the other side of the mountain from that campground, it would have been, it would have been good to go in there and investigate and walk through the top of the ridges and everything on the backside.
Right.
But
that's
there were so many people there, roaming around.
Yep.
camping every little spot. I mean, it was going to be hard no matter what to get actual
Yeah.
Bigfoot, the interactions. And, that's why this year I don't want to do it on a holiday weekend. We need to do it.
Right.
We need to do it during the week, and ended up on the weekend. Started out like on a Wednesday, where everybody shows up on Wednesday, and then that way Thursday night,
Right.
people that actually, want to be there and go out and do investigations, they could be there Thursday night.
Exactly.
We won't have all those people there. And that's what I would like to
Yeah.
do this year is and I got to get with Wayne and the rest of them and discuss what we're going to do and what time of the year. I'd like to do it later in the
Well, man,
fall because then you don't have all them people.
yeah. Yeah. Well, do you know about my property I have? See, Wayne never mentioned you that. They wanted to come up and do an investigation on my property I own.
Uh-huh.
Do you know about that?
No, I don't. Nobody said anything to me.
Yeah, I see, Wayne. I got probably almost 4,000 acres up in North Mississippi that belong to my grandparents, and
Mm-hmm.
the best way I can describe it to you, you can find my podcast on his show and listen to it. But
Yeah.
my grandparents was native, and they was there. They fed them, and like me and my sister did something we wasn't supposed to do and stole an apple. And anyway, we had one that saved our life when we was kids up there on that property. It killed a raging Brahma bull instantly, and
Yeah.
when we was youngins. But anyway, that's I still own that property, and I still go back there, and they still there. Um,
Well, maybe this fall, maybe we can get
yeah,
together and
that's what I was. That's
White
what
and
I was
I
going
can
to tell
run
you.
down there and we can go out with you and on that
That'd be a
piece of
good.
property and do an investigation.
Well, it's 4,000 acres, buddy. I mean, they there. We went back out there about 3 months ago to see my daddy, and yeah, they still you could tell. I mean, if I knew then what I know now, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I'd live there now, you know. But there's nothing there. It's just gravel roads. It's one road across another gravel road. If you don't know where you're going, you'll never get out of there.
Yeah, you may get lost.
Yeah. Oh, you'll get lost quick. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, that'd be great. I'm going back up there next weekend, as a matter of fact, and I'll take some pictures and shoot some stuff and send it to you if you're
Okay.
interested. Yeah, yeah, you talking about X's? Oh yeah, there's one right after another up there. You know, yeah.
Well,
But
Earl,
anyway,
we've been on here for an hour, man.
oh, I'm sorry.
We've had quite a few people come in.
Well, you should have told
Uh,
me to shut up.
no, you're good, buddy. I'm never going to tell you to shut up. Shoot, dude, we need to do this again.
Anytime, buddy. Anytime, my
Okay,
friend.
well, so we're just going to do a simple outro and we're going to end it for tonight, everybody. Earl, you got a channel or anything on there, on YouTube or anything everybody can check out?
Not on YouTube. I got one on Facebook called The Beings of Mississippi.
Okay.
I just
So everybody
started
go
it.
check it out.
Yeah, I just started it. If you read the intro, I don't do other people's videos. What I do is live. What you see is what you get. Don't try and play the Patterson Gimlin film on my channel. It's not gonna work. But all that other
Right.
stuff. I don't do that on my channel. But I got probably 75 people on there now, and half of them are your friends, and they good people, and I thank them. And I'm just now starting out, you know, because mine's totally different, man. You know, it's
Right.
live. When I video, it's live. If you know whatever happens to me, y'all see it. That's the way it ought to be.
It's the way it should be. Everybody should
Yes,
be
sir.
doing that.
Yes, sir.
So,
Absolutely.
ladies and gentlemen, go check his thing out on Go check his page out on Facebook, and you'll get honest, honest videos. You won't get none of this made up stuff like you get from the bigger channels here on YouTube.
Nope.
And you'll get what you see is what you get. There's nothing
Exactly.
made up. So I hope everybody has a blessed new year. Earl, you stay safe, buddy. Let me
You
know
too,
if there's
brother.
anything you need.
Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, anytime, buddy.
Can you shoot me a copy of this?
It'll be on YouTube. You want to download it? You sure can.
Okay. Well,
All right, everybody have a blessed.
I'll send you. Go
Go
ahead and
ahead,
send me
Earl.
your number, and I'll send you some pictures, brother.
All right, brother. I'll send it to you. Everybody,
Thank you
y'all
very
have a
much.
blessed night, and we thank you for coming. And I hope you stay blessed, and I hope God watches over each and every one of you. And if you can't get to church, we thank y'all. Y'all have a good one, man.
Amen.
Later, Eric.
Yeah.